My name is Tarunda. My upbringing was non-traditional. I grew up reared by my grandmother because both my parents were teen parents when they had me. My grandmother had 5 boys and 5 girls, and I lived with my grandmother until I was 10 years old, and then I went and spent a couple of years with my mother. I grew up in a non-traditional home, but a very loving home. My mother has 3 kids and my father has 7 kids. I was reared by my grandmother because both my parents were teen parents. After being with my mom for a couple of years, me and my grandmother decided that I was better off and I performed a lot better being there in the home with her. My upbringing impacted my adulthood in many ways. It taught me to be very patient. It taught me to be very grateful. It taught me to be very generous, really shaped me as an adult as far as where I place my values, where I place my morals, and what was a priority in my life. I did struggle as an adult. I struggled with wanting to be a mother. I didn't think I had the tools. I didn't want to have a child. And when I did become pregnant with my daughter, it wasn't happiness and bliss for me like most mothers because I was afraid. I felt alone most of the time, and I really did not have an outlet where I could be very transparent about how I honestly felt, because everyone around me, when they became pregnant, it was like happiness and joy, and I just really felt like I was going to be judged. Growing up as a kid, I would not say I had a relationship with Jesus. It was not a requirement to attend church, but I did go to church. And when going to church, the conversation centered around more of protocols and rules. And if you did not do this, you were going to go to hell. If you did not do that, you were going to go to hell. So as a kid, I didn't know Jesus as someone that was very loving and forgiving and filled with just so much grace. I was going through so much at that time in my life that I was hell-bent on finding a place that I could go and release a lot of this sorrow and pain, and just having the tools to deal with things that were coming to me on a daily basis. I found Expansion Church through a friend of mine. And she shared with me that Pastor Rock had started a church. And I was familiar with Pastor Rock at a previous church I attended. And one of the things that I've always respected and appreciated about him was just meeting everyone where they are and being very transparent and authentic in his own journey and his own walk when it came to Christ. My relationship with Jesus now is just, it's so bold. It's so beautiful. It's so comforting. It's something that I don't think about or have to process anymore. It doesn't feel like work. It's just so natural to start my day leaning into morning devotion, morning worship, and I'm able to lean into the challenges that the world has to present. We just completed a series here on, living single, and I'm certain that everyone here who's single most definitely took something away from that. And that's what I really love about this church, is it most definitely lean into what we're dealing with in the outside world. The reason why we have to expand this house is because it's important that you know that you are not broken, that you are loved, and that there is a place for you here at Expansion Church, and we're just waiting for you.